Hey guys, welcome back to another attempt to do a show. I tried one this weekend that did not go very well. Hopefully this will be better. I'm getting weird input from YouTube on how this is working, so we'll just have to see how this works, and hopefully it'll be good. So if you can hear and see me, give me a 1 or a thumbs up so that I know that everything is going okay. I see a couple of people jumping in. Tonight's topic is going to be getting back to normal. You know me, I like to do a play on words. Part of that it's about this situation, but the other part of this comes from a coaching call I had the other day, and it was a topic that came up, and I thought it would be a good idea to cover. So I get a couple of ones and a looking and sounding great. That's a vast improvement from Sunday. All right, I'm just increasing my resolution for a second. Let me come over here and go like this. All right. So this is the 43rd episode, 43rd live stream of the year. It's Tuesday, September 24th, 2019, if I am correct. Month is flying by. As I said, the topic's going to be getting back to normal. And but before I jump into that, I'm going to hit my normal disclaimers. I am not a therapist. I am an individual, much like you guys, who has gone through a very difficult time and come up with some tips and techniques that I've used to help me, that I hope to share with you to help you deal with your situation. If that sounds like something that would be helpful for you, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell notification so you don't miss a thing. One of the things I always like to remind people of is if you do not have a diagnosis, be very cautious about throwing around terms and diagnoses towards your ex. It can get you in trouble, and if you're in litigation, it can absolutely cause problems for you. If you want to get a hold of me during this live stream, just tag my name in the live chat if you're watching this live. Let me see if I can pull this up. You do that just by going over here, hitting @ typing DSD, it'll bring a drop down. Say, question, I have a question. And then hit enter as my computer is locking up. And it'll pop up in this nice cool orange color so I can see that, which is very helpful for me to see what's going on. Whoops, there we go. Looks like my computer's running really slow. I am getting a encoding overload thing once again. I have no idea why that's happening. Not sure what's going on there. So we'll just have to roll with it and see what's happening. We got a few people here. Make this a little bit bigger so I can see it. Well, that didn't work. I don't know what the heck I just did there. We got Life is a Journey. Terry's on. James is on. Lyle is here. John Boston is here. 11 Kids. Henry. Hey, Henry. Haven't seen you in a while. Brett. And MFA. So, all right. I appreciate you guys giving me a second attempt after that train wreck of Sunday. Anyway, so I am going to line my stuff and go ahead and, since this seems to be, so it looks like I'm probably, it looks like I'm buffering. I'm buffering over here on my phone. I can see this nifty buffery thing. So it's like stop animation. Is the audio at least good? Can you guys let me know? Give me a thumbs up if, or a 1 if the audio is good, or a 2 if the audio is not good. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down to maybe, I swear to God, since I've, went through the effort to upgrade my internet, all it's done is just create just a pile of problems that have just been really frustrating. Let's see here. My computer's buffering really bad, and I'm getting all kinds of errors. And I'm not getting any chat anymore. So that is just outstanding. I see Cindy says choppy a bit. Lyle says 1. My encoder is saying, So, man, I'm just really bummed about all this. This is like really frustrating. Because technically what I did should not have any effect. The network should have zero effect on what's going on here. Okay, so I'm just checking a couple of little settings just to see. Yeah, it's exactly the way it used to be. And it is like totally wigging out. Huh. James says it's buffering for him. All right, let me try. Okay, I'm going to do something a little weird. I'll drop out for a second, but I'll bring it back. All right, so I don't know if that's going to help anything or not. Audio is better than video. All right, well, then I am going to do what I did the other day. I'm just going to record this, and I'll hit record over here. And I'm just going to go for it and try to, I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong with the live stream. So, on that, tonight's topic is getting back to normal. And we're going to Okay, let's try this one more time. Rebooted or just reset OBS. See, the thing is that it's still saying I don't have a good signal. So does anyone even see me? Am I being seen? Oh, crap. Test 1 2, testing 1 2. Let me refresh the interface here. I'm this close to just saying, no, it's already overloading. Okay, well, it appears as though my days of live streaming are quickly coming to an end, which makes 0 sense to me. 0 sense. I don't understand it. Test 1 2, testing 1 2. Oh, if you guys can hear me, I see all the comments of support in the chat. And no, it's overloading again. So I've obviously broke something. Oh, crap. Yeah, you know what it probably is I tried to load an NDI driver to where I can use a Skype interface, and maybe that somehow broke my installation. Okay, but I see some people saying it's loud and clear. Let's see. Let me try this. Wow, that's slow. It does say I'm overloading the system again. Oh, I hear, Lyle says, I think we can deal with the video. Yeah, I hear you, man. But the problem is my system is just, it's not running right. It's buffering on my entire system, which is really weird. So it makes this, yeah. So I hit a button and it just freaking takes 3 seconds for it to do anything. Video got choppy again. Yeah, it looks like it's choppy on my side too. I'm going to go ahead and stop it. Yeah, crap, guys. I really apologize about this. So I obviously have more troubleshooting to do, and this is not working. And I don't understand how I could go through hundreds of shows to get to this point. Yeah, well, to revert to the old driver, I have to, you know what? Okay. Bear with me. I'm going to try one more thing. And if this doesn't work. Okay. Maybe I have isolated the problem. I don't know. It's we're going to have to, one, I don't even know if you guys can see me or hear me. Hear the sweet sounds of my voice. It's better than the Mets game. God. And it's coming up encoder overloaded again. All right, let me see what this does. Okay, that's not that slow. Going back's a little slow. Keynote, slow. But, all right. If you can hear me and see me, I'm going to give it a try. All right, I got a few thumbs ups. What a freaking train wreck. Okay, this is what I'm going to do because this is a complete train wreck. I'm going to go ahead and do the segment. Even if it's crapping out, I'm going to go ahead and just do it, and then I'll record it buffering. Mother. Oh, dear God. Okay. And then we'll just see if I can figure it out. MFA says, say everything now as fast as possible. Okay, so let me get set up. I'm going to hit record on the camera, record on the audio so I have my good audio, in theory. And I'm going to just run this. I'm going to run this like a normal video. So, okay. All right. Okay, give me a second. All right, guys, welcome back to another video. This should be a live stream, but it's not. The topic tonight is getting back to normal. I kind of thought that this would be also wrap in with the fact that I would be getting my live streams back to normal, but obviously that is not the case. If this pulls up and I can do this, the topics we're going to hit are the running gun battle that this feels like when we're in the middle of it, the PTSD that happens whenever it finally calms down, and how we start to move forward and get our lives back and get things a bit under control. Now, the first topic on this, and I know that YouTube is just going to probably torpedo me with this because of the title I'm calling it, but whatever. I think calling this a running gun battle makes a lot of sense. Survival mode, and you're in that constant fight or flight mode to where you just don't have any time other than just focusing on what's happening in the immediate time. You have zero time to relax. You have zero time to heal. And this whole phase, this process can last a really long time. This topic came out of a coaching call I was doing a couple days ago, where the individual I was talking to was mentioning how they'd been in this situation for about 10 years, just this constant battle, trying to fight, trying to get things, calm. And as soon, well, let me back up. And that period of time lasted almost a decade. Now, in my situation, it lasted a good 3 years before I could feel like I was no longer in this running gun battle. And one of the things I want to say before I go off or move past on this particular segment or this particular topic is This is a very tough time because it's really hard for you to think strategically. You're thinking in the tactical, you're thinking in the immediate time right now, and you're just trying to anticipate the next bomb that's going to go off and the next issue that's going to come up. And you can't even get yourself into a mode to where you can relax a little bit, because you feel like if you do, there's always something else that pops up. And when that happens, it can be incredibly tough, and which then kind of rolls into the next part about this. And that is talking about dealing with the post-traumatic stress whenever it's calm. Now, you might think that, well, wait a minute, I'm dealing with that when I'm going through the first part about this. And that's true, right? I mean, you in the early part of it, you are dealing with the triggers, and you're dealing with all the immediate things that are causing you to revert back into that fight or flight mode. But when you get to the point that things calm down a little bit, when you feel a little safe, this is when it feels or can seem like things just start to fall apart. And it's really bizarre because most of us, I think, when you're in that mode, whenever you finally get past the finish line, you think, oh, dear God, I'm finally done. I can finally breathe. I can finally start enjoying my life again. I can start, planning for the future, or at least trying to imagine a future. The hard part about this time is all of the emotions that you suppressed, that you didn't have time to deal with in the early part of this, can just come out. Not just can, will. They will come out. And it can be incredibly tough, because typically it happens in a way to where you least expect it. You are not expecting it. This can make you feel worse. And this is kind of what happened with me, is because I felt like I shouldn't feel this way. It's like, what? I've gotten to the other side of this. I've gotten some peace. I've made a lot of progress. Why in the world would I be having an emotional crisis when things should be good? And I know I talk about this often, but it's just one of those things where I hear this a lot too. I hear this from people where I'll be talking with them, and they'll go down this path talking about how, for whatever reason, everything just fell apart. I was doing so great and everything changed, and I don't understand why. And the other thing, and this is, I think, typically an issue for men, is you can get into the mode where you start having emotional reactions to things that make absolutely no sense. Like, I could watch a commercial and it could have a stupid cat on it, and for whatever reason, I'd start, getting upset or misty or crying or whatever for no reason. And I'm like, and I'd be sitting there by myself going, what is going on? Why am I doing this? I shouldn't be doing this. I should be fine. Again, whenever you don't have a time or don't have the opportunity to process the emotions that you basically suppressed because you couldn't deal with them at the time, they're going to come back out. We don't get we might get an immediate pass. We might be able to put them away or ignore them. And I will say that when you're in the beginning parts of this, when you're in that run and gun battle, you have to. You really don't have time to sit there and deal with the emotions. Now, what I will say is that if you're watching this and you're in the beginning parts of this, if you're in that first phase, if there is any opportunity for you to do that at the same time, please do it. Please put in the time and the effort to try to process that. Now, I get that if things are just too tense and too stressful and you really don't have the time to even go down that road, I get it. That's fine. I get it. I can relate to that. But if you can work on a way to deal with that as you're going along, then you probably, this PTSD, when it's calm phase, it should be significantly minimized because you've already worked through it, right? That PTSD, when it's calm, really occurs whenever you've suppressed all those emotions, you haven't had a chance to deal with them, and now they're coming out. And the last thing on this is that this can be a really scary time, because you can lose, or you can start to lose all sense of hope, because you feel like you cannot get away from any of this. You feel like, oh my God, I just went through that running gun battle. Now I have this emotional baggage that I can't seem to escape. So you feel like everything is lost. You feel like you've lost and that it's not going to get any better. And that's very common, and it's a very reasonable thing to feel in this situation, but it's not the final story on this. Let me see if I can. So the next thing on this is, and I don't know why my slides are doing that, but when you starting to move forward, okay, so like I said, you have to process those suppressed emotions. If you put it off through the run and gun battle, and now you're dealing with this PTSD and these suppressed emotions just beating the crap out of you, you have to process it. You have to work on it. And like I mentioned before, that you can get things can get really emotional at the weirdest things. There was even a period of time where there were even certain movies that I could not, like if Debbie and I my girlfriend and I went out to watch a movie, if it dealt with relationships and stuff, I couldn't deal with it. I mean, it would send me down a pit of hell. And that's because I hadn't processed that. I mean, I hadn't been able to deal with it. I was still in this mode of thinking I was in the gun battle and not having the opportunity to do it. And it really started to corrupt a lot of parts of my life. And the last thing on this moving forward is you get the appropriate help. Look for a local trauma therapist that, even if you don't think you have been. And I say this because we can look at our situations and say, well, I'm not, this isn't trauma. I didn't go to war. I didn't lose a limb. All my buddies didn't get killed. This is just a divorce. Everyone goes through divorces. No, this is a trauma. This is an emotional trauma. And you've been dealing in that high pressure cooker running gun battle mode for a long time. I mean, anywhere from a year to potentially 5 to 10 years, maybe longer. Yes, it is a trauma. You're going to have the very similar reactions and process that a war veteran will have, or somebody who's been through a violent situation. Granted, it is different, but that core pattern of behavior is very similar. So if you find somebody who is well versed in that, and I was really fortunate that the therapist I found, I didn't even realize it, but that's what she was specialized in. And I just went for it, and it worked out, and oh my God, it really helped. So let me switch over here. So I kind of want to summarize this whole thing with, the first part about this is that you feel like you're in this running gun battle that won't ever end. When you're in the middle of it and the little mortars are flying over your head, it just feels like you're never going to get through it. The second part is whenever you start to get through it, you have this PTSD that just crushes you with this wild range of emotions that you never expected, and you really start to believe that this situation is going to ruin the rest of your life. But the third and the most important part about this is you have to put in the work to heal, but you can. This is not something that's insurmountable. It's tough. It's really tough because it's an emotional game within your own head, but you can get through this. You can heal from this. You can put in the work to do it. The thing is, and I just want to reiterate this, is that you have to put in the work. And it's not fun. It's not easy. It's painful. You have to address things that you probably don't even realize that you've experienced. But when you do that, when you're able to do that, it changes everything. You're able to get your life back in a way that you never thought possible. Now, my final thoughts on this is, in my opinion, one of the hardest things a person could ever go through. Now, I realize that's a tall claim, because you can say, well, there's there's deaths in the family. There's, illnesses, those type of things. But this is an attack on your character. It's basically an attack on your soul. And it is a really, really difficult thing to go through. And it takes a tremendous amount of time and work to recognize what you're going through, to learning what you've experienced, working on yourself, working through those past traumas to really start to heal. Now, the main thing on this is to realize you can and you will heal from this. Put in the work and you will have success. It will take a while. It took a long time for me. It probably took 3 years for me and doing a lot of therapy to try to get my life back. Now, the last thing on this is your life will be different from what you previously imagined. And this is a bitter pill to swallow. This is a really tough thing to acknowledge, to accept, because we get so wrapped up in what we thought things were supposed to be, how we thought things were supposed to go. Just because things are different and it's not going to be the way you originally imagined it, doesn't mean that it's bad. It doesn't mean that it's tragic. It's just different. And I think when you can accept that, when you can look at that and realize that that's a fundamental truth, then you can start to embrace this new difference and this new life and really get some peace and joy out of it. I know I often talk about my situation where my life is absolutely not where I thought it would be. I am not living the life that I imagined when I was married. When I was looking at that long-term picture of having, being married to the same person forever, having a family with the kids, being in that situation for the rest of my life, having somebody that loved me for the rest of my life. That's been obliterated. However, what I can tell you is where I'm at now, I look forward to the future. I'm excited about what's coming tomorrow. The unknown doesn't scare me anymore, that's a big one, because it used to, for like 4 decades, I was constantly in a state of fear on what's going to happen tomorrow. Your life can fundamentally transform as a result of this in a positive way. So on that, I'm going to wrap this up. If you think you can use some help, you can book some time with me over at dadsurvivingdivorce.com/coaching, and I will chat with you on the next video. Oh, dear God. It looks like my entire screen has frozen. Can anyone even hear or see me? Jesus. Can anyone hear or see me? Oh, man. Yeah, it's like completely just... Am I actually doing video? Because my screens look all frozen. All right, I'm going to... Yes, can see and hear you. Well, good thing I'm not saying anything untoward. Still frame, audio. Okay, audio still good, but video not so much. I can hear and see you, says Blue. Lexus Shop says here, but only a still... Yeah, see, the image froze. I don't even know what the... All right. God. Oh, I hate my computer right now. Okay, I'm going to try something. I'm going to see if I can bump this. I'm going to go like this, and then it's going to go okay, and then I'm going to click on this again, and then I'm going to pick my interface, and I'm going to say okay. All right. It looks like maybe I'm sending video, but it looks like it wasn't frozen until now. Whoops. All right, guys. Well, that was a colossal Charlie Foxtrot, as I used to say. And I apologize. I have no idea why this is happening. So on that, I have, oh, wow, now, oh, comments are even coming in now. Wow. Well, there you go. Oh, oh my God. Oh, what the hell? Okay. 11 Kid says, "Can hear you, but you're frozen." Joan says, now you're cooking with grease. I can see you." All right, guys. All right, so I'm getting some. Man, that's weird. Even my chat froze up. So anyways, buffering Duane is not as good as normal. Yeah, I really don't know what I did unless I screwed up the installation of OBS. I mean, it actually looks like my computer is completely hammered right now, which is weird because, I mean, it's not like I'm doing anything too different. Let me see if I can put this here. Oh, that didn't work. All right. What I'll end up doing on this one, because it's not working, I did record the center part. I will cut that out and make a video. And I don't know when I'll get the chance to try to test this again. I'm just perplexed. I'm just really, I don't know what, I really don't know what to test now. So on that, I'm just going to, I guess, I'll just call it a night. I'm just looking at a couple of comments. Yeah, see, now my signal's going red. So I'm gonna punt. So on that, if you guys are still here, thanks for trying to hang out with me. I